Good afternoon, everybody. Hope everyone's doing well and having a good week. Let's jump in. So, just cheekily gonna start us off on the multiverse view. Few assets I've been watching. Nice to see Soy Boy Solana pushing up a little bit. Ethereum's got some dynamic bid right under it in the perps, and Bitcoin also, and AVAX having some nice push up from the diamonds also. What we're going to do today is, as always, when prices are dropping into lows, a lot of people get a little bit negative and don't see it as opportunity. It's funny how the psychology doesn't change, isn't it? Similar with the way that when we're at 72k and everyone gets exuberant and wants the next highest price, when effectively, if you were joining us on the lives for the last couple of weeks, we were looking to come back down and fill some unfinished business in the lows. But yeah, what we're going to do is we're going to dive into a little bit of higher time frame view and a couple of negatives to look at, but mainly quite a lot of positives to look at, I do believe. If you're a little bit bored by the price action right here, right now, typical kind of summer volume, I still think we get a little bit of a good summer coming in the next week or so, 2 weeks, where we get a bit of a push in certain assets. Soy Boy Solana doing well right here, right now. Anyway, right then, guys, so we're in the TRDR console, okay? If you're unfamiliar with this platform, best data around, go grab a link for a free trial from below. And if you are familiar with the console but are struggling and need some more in-depth education, go check out the academy as well. Okay, there's some free courses in there, and also our very, very new in-depth academy course as well that the team and myself have put a lot of effort into. Give you some real extra edge in your trading, day-to-day trading and investing there. All right, guys, so go check those out. What we're going to do is then we're just going to quickly go a higher time frame on Big Boy Bitcoin. Let me just go to a higher time frame, and I just want to point out a couple of things before jumping in to what I see as some quite positive price action, to be honest. So let's jump in right now. Let me just get this all set for you guys. Right, so first thing I've noticed is I just want to point out this range. So I'm going to go to a daily chart as well, basically. And just very, very clean, ignoring the current trend that we're in. I think we can all still appreciate that we are still in a weekly and daily trend. All right, guys. But something has to be said, and I'm not going to shy away from mentioning it. I'm still bullish overall higher time frame on Bitcoin, especially with some macro things that are going on. Forget that the Germans are selling. Forget that you've got some Mt. Gox supply coming as well. I still think we're in pretty good shape for the coming year and a half or so. All right, but something I don't want to ignore, and something I'm not going to shy away from, is this daily and even 4-hour structure really of this range. And what can be said here is basically, let me just pull the old fixed range that I know you all know and love. Okay, zoom in a little bit. So let's just go over this quickly before diving into some positive order flow, volume, open interest and the rest. All right, so what we can basically see is this was our big deviation here, very nice, pushed up to 72k. This is where we risked off. We've now had absolutely, this looks horrible, doesn't it? We've had absolutely nothing but decimation down. We came back down into that 65, 64 area that in all honesty, I'd have liked to hold that area and flick back up from there, but it wasn't to be. The aggregated book depth just wasn't thick enough. We mentioned it last week. We were, I was quite happy to apply a bit of risk there, but said to the guys in the Discord last week, I'm not sure about this though, you know. Okay, so we could have got a little boost up. Market bid could have absolutely sent it. Volume, open interest, and the like looked okay, but overall depth, overall exchange depth, just didn't look quite good enough there. Okay, so we've come back down, absolutely fine with that here, and we actually wicked right down into 58,474, probably a little bit lower on some exchanges. The negative here, okay, the negative here is if you're just looking at this purely as a range, this is quite a recycled area now. You know, just like at the tops, at some point you are going to break. I think if we revisit this, and I've said this for a while, I didn't think we were ready here. I wanted to come down, finish some business in the range, and I believe next time we pop up here, yeah, I mean, it sounds pretty obvious, but I think the supply is just going to get absolutely smashed, all right? But, right here, right now, as a range trader, I don't like price hanging around here. I want to see a bit of dynamic bid come in and now at least push this back up into the range lows. I want to at least go and take 63k, see some dynamic bid come in and then chase price up, okay? What you don't really want to see here at all is start to get these bounces that everyone gets mega excited about. You just start to hit some classic, you know, even if you don't pull a fixed range like this, again, just look left. You really don't want to hit some levels like that and then just start rotating back down. It's gonna look shit, isn't it? Okay, so that's basically my negative. Other negatives, yes, okay. There's probably some macro supply hanging around doing some OTC deals. I don't really give a shit, to be honest. I heard some numbers thrown out the other day, and it was probably 250 million worth of Bitcoin. I can assure you now, you'll probably get some big players on Binance who will eat that up with a bid in one fell swoop. So, you know, unless it's a sustained sell-off, miners, Mt. Gox, everything else, it's just inducing these lows to linger down here a little bit longer because people are a little bit fearful, when in reality, they should be putting in a bid and taking the risk. But we are at range lows for... You know, we've got wicks here, 1, 2, 3, tested there, nice bounce. So yeah, kind of like fifth, I'll call it fourth for fifth time. We'd like to see a nice reaction now and get a little push back up, okay? So just wanted to point that out. What I'll do is I'm just going to go to a 1 hour time frame. If anybody missed the videos or the live last week, we were basically in this kind of zone and we were looking for wicks below 65 anyway. Okay, the trouble was this is our aggregated book depth here. Okay, I've got the main exchanges on here. All right, you see that it's still in supply here. Okay, now we are coming down and we are finding a bid. Okay, so we're now finding a bid. If you want to I'm just on a 1 hour basis here. If you want to compare this to the last really good risk on area, which was down there at that 56, 57, you know, we're finding a bid. Are we fully there yet? Are we fully committed? Maybe not. Okay, that was a billion book depth. It won't quite show it on here because I haven't got all the exchanges on. But this was on all exchanges. This was a billion book depth. Right now, I'm taking a guess. I think we're about 500 million. We'll go check that in a second. Okay, but open interest, yep, absolutely nuked, looking good. Okay, so let's jump on some positives now. Yeah, open interest, absolutely nuked. Degens pretty much wiped out. Probably don't have much money left to apply in the markets, and they've got to play for their they've got to pay for the holidays to a beaver, haven't they? So they're really going to go a little bit risk on here. Well, they should be looking at it, I believe. Okay, funding very chill, flashing some negativity into here, which is good. Okay, lackluster volume, it has to be said. Is that some of things? I think we'll get a kick in volume and a lot more volume come in the coming weeks. But we're getting book depth, lackluster volume, a little bit of a negative. Funding is chill, so funding profile's chill. Long let that remain like that. And open interest, absolutely nuked. Okay, if you look at the high open interest there from the 72k area, when everyone was looking for a breakout, smash, no thank you. We need to come down and finish some business down here. Okay, so let's just go to the, before I go into the order flow and have a look at what the particular exchanges are doing, I'm just going to show you, I pointed this out on the video the other day, but I'm just going to show you on a daily chart how much has been actually wiped out the order books as well. Okay, so daily chart here, I won't quite get rid of all this shizzle up here. Actually, let me just go to a perps chart, it'll be cleaner anyway. Yeah, I mean, if you have a look at where price is, it looks scary, but we are still trending in basically in a range up here, all right? If you look at what spot has done in our liquidity chart, mince my words, if you look at where perps liquidity came from, really, really high. If you're unfamiliar with this template, go check out Liquidity King on the YouTube playlist. Okay, so now coming back down to this 1.3 million bid medium range. Real lower depth, I think, as I've said before, we are setting new parameters on this now, okay? Real lower, real tight risk on. We might still get there with another little flush. You're looking at $1 billion to the downside and 2.5 billion to the top. So perps has had a nice flush. It's now coming down, rotating into the middle zone. If you have a look at what spot is doing, it's had a very, very nice flush, okay? So 490, just call it for under 500 million flush on the spot market. If you have a look at how high and how frothy the market was and how much supply was in the books up there at that 72k level, really, really high, okay? Use that in conjunction with your open interest, okay? So this was our first tap of the 73k area at those range highs, okay? We then did form a really, really good range. Open interest comes down a little bit right back here. We flush back up, so this was 57, 56k area. We then really, really fill the books back up and we get mega high open interest. Yet again, high spot liquidity, high perps liquidity, okay? Liquidation's got a little bit less as we floated down, and then we got just one big flush on that push on Monday, was it? I think price action's been pretty boring since Monday, but yeah, so wanted to point this out. This is definitely looking like, it's not saying 100x now. You shouldn't be using that kind of leverage anyway, you absolute degens. But this is definitely looking risk on, okay? One of a positive. Volume, before we go into the order flow. So volume was building some bullish divergences, okay? We were building some nice bullish divergences. Yes, I'm just on a 1 hour time frame here on a slightly slower look back. Let me just zoom in a little bit there for you guys, get rid of the OBD. So we were building some bullish divergences here. So as open interest was coming down and we're hitting a little bit of bid, happy to take a little bit of risk, but these bounces were just bounces for ants, weren't they? They were absolutely shit, to be honest. And then on lower time frames, if you were watching the open interest after the weekend price action here, it really, really rose up and we got the extra flush. But we are starting to build those divergences again. We're starting to mention this on the video. You need to, the volume got absolutely flushed. So then if you caught this wick like an absolute gun-slinging sniper the other night, I have to say I didn't, then you're in good territory here, but I believe we could still come down and fill this zone, okay? You just need to be prepared for that. A few reasons for that. But basically, we are now resetting the volume, okay? So any more lows put in, usual recipe, look for this volume to hold, look for the volume to hold on spot. Open interest hanging around nice, okay? So it's still in the lows. So your whales are quite happy here to put a little bit of risk on. And open interest just grinding nicely, okay? So just grinding, keeping low. Funding coming up a little bit, but open interest just grinding up nicely. You want open interest to flow nicely with volume, you know? New contracts coming in the market, but nothing too excitable that's going to cause concern. All right, guys, let me just go to 15-minute time frame and see what that looks like, yeah. So, yeah, a lot of work to do. Ooh, almost looks like a bit of a, what do you call that? Some people call it stiletto, don't they? Adam and Eve. Yeah, send it 100k any minute. Easy, easy, easy money. Yeah, but basically, even on 15-minute time frame, I like the open interest hanging around here. Slight rise in funding. Yeah, that's not fully, you know, that's just one ingredient in the recipe, isn't it? But I would just watch if you do want to come back down. you're going to get these bullish divergences again. All right, so something to look for. Let's run through what the various exchanges are doing then. This was nice to see. Okay, so this is nice to see from Perps. Perps are quite committed in this zone, even if you get another little rotation down. And I think a tick under 60k could still be on the cards, but this is nice to see now. So when we were back here, we were getting all this bid, but the bands weren't thick like they are now, you know? Okay, so this is just saying the depth of bid, we're ready here, yeah? We're ready. You had a bit of bid here, but it's all real close to price, you know? It's a little bit reactionary, a little bit close to price. Top levels kind of getting pulled and pushed. While you're here as well, you get these offers that kind of start to chase price down. We've seen that before in other zones as well, where the offers just kind of cap price as we're going along. You don't want to see that really. And what you are seeing from Perps, so I'm watching Perps a little bit more now, is you want to now see these offers just as we're getting here. Okay, so we're just getting a little taster, a little moosh boosh, as you would call it, of how the price action might develop. As these offers just start to dissipate a bit, okay, you want to do that. You want to scare the bears a little bit now. You know, if anyone's holding short here, I don't know why. Okay, I don't know why you would be holding short or chasing shorts unless you're a real lower time frame scalper. Okay, fully aggregated book depth. Yeah, I was thinking about 500, 600 million. Nice, it's building. Okay, 650, 640 million. So it's building. Bear in mind, we can nigh on kind of double that, really. Okay, you can double that for really good bid depth. But this is looking good. It's saying be prepared, yeah? So that's the Perps exchange, Binance Perps. Looking at them because they're one of the biggest exchanges and they do some of the biggest volume. If you're unfamiliar, we just don't get all the book depth on Bybit. The cheeky fuckers don't provide us the data. Absolute scam artists. Right, let's have a look at Spot and see what Spot are doing. So we've got these levels here, yeah? So 59, if we do get a rotation down for whatever reason, 59.3 there, and then we've got one at 60k. I think, and this might take time now in the current summer volume climate, but I think a tick under 60k just to get everyone a little bit fearful again would be good, to be honest. Right, spot markets, not a lot to see. No real depth chasing up. These guys have, a lot of these guys have filled. Good on them, okay, because they're in spot. They're not degenerate high leverage, so, filling spot at this level, absolutely valid, I think, absolutely valid. Binance spot, level there at 60k, yeah? Okay, so small level, but it's nice to see. That's what you want to see. You want to now see these levels chase up. I don't think we're going to see a lot from Bitfinex guys at all. Let me just flick through them for the sake of it anyway. Yeah, not a lot. Yeah, so there you go. 63, like we mentioned right at the beginning. You could just flick up to 63, get another little rotation. Bitfinex are prepared for that. Bitstamp, no edge from them at all, actually, to be honest. I might have to take them off my group spot alert. The only advantage... Oh, actually, yeah, okay. You did get that, but they were chasing it. Nice if you saw that one, though. All right. Coinbase Pro really bid this level as well, right down into 58.8. That's a group spot bid there. So you got a couple of diamonds and then you had a group spot bid. So yeah, if you're a high leverage trader, sorry, I shouldn't even say that because I don't know why you should be a high leverage trader, but this was probably quite difficult, but absolutely nothing wrong with filling spot in that zone. We're floating up now. They had a slight bid there today as well at the London session open, actually, just under price action there as we get a slight push up. Kraken have had these 60k levels for a long time. Look at this. So you've gone from absolutely supply zone right into their demand zone here. So that looks pretty good from Kraken. I think it's USD. And yeah, they've really filled that USD and USDT as well. Qcoin, not a lot to say. I don't know what's going on with these guys, but last winter, Q3 and Q4, very active order books, but not so active now from Qcoin. So that is Bitcoin. Is there anything I'm forgetting? We are going to go and have a look at Ethereum, because I think it's been the easier trade, to be honest. Summary on Bitcoin, I think it's looking constructive. Low volume environment. Could take a little bit of time to move this slow turning boat from the position we're in right now. Let's go and have a look at Vitalik's coin. Where are we? I ain't got my glasses on. I'm an old man now. I should have put my glasses on. Yeah, if you are an ETF, not believer, because it is going to happen, but if you trade in that narrative, I don't know why you wouldn't be. Do you really think that BlackRock and Larry Fink are going to fail in their pursuit of tokenizing the whole world? So yeah, a little bit of a difficult one here on ETH, but if you take into consideration what Bitcoin was doing as well and the high open interest after a real boring weekend, okay, so people here, the high open interest rising here was after a really boring weekend. You were in a low volume European session as open interest was absolutely skyrocketing. Okay, so if you're watching that lower time frame, just be cautious of that. All right, you're more often than not just going to get a little flush. Especially on the altcoins, these altcoins, they really love to take all that liquidity, go and fill this demand, and then we'll get a rotation up. But in this zone, pretty good actually. Big order block here at that 3.2k level on ETH. Only 2.5% away. As you had ETH Diamonds, ETH Group Spot, so very good there. Any selling like this, I think, is a little bit reactionary in this zone because we are in demand zones now on ETH. Liquidity chart and volume chart is going to look very similar on ETH, to be honest. So I'm not going to concentrate on that too much. But again, nice to see that you had these spot offers at the 3.5k level. They are getting lifted now. Again, if we do get a rotation down for whatever reason, ETH BTC just under a little bit of pressure from Bitfinex here, so that might just put a little bit of a stall on its dynamic push as you're seeing here. But if you do get any rotation in the market, obviously just expect ETH to do the same as well. All right. Let's have a quick look at ETH BTC then. Yeah, not bad there. Binance have been filling. Bitfinex quite selling into this. I'm not going to say too much on that really. Nothing to see there. Coinbase, yeah, I don't think they're doing much volume anyway. But similarly with Bitcoin. So just looking at the perps chart now for ETH, and this is beautiful to see, to be honest, because if you looked at the perps chart for ETH 6 months ago, it was absolutely desolate. There was no one trading it whatsoever. All right, guys, this is great to see now, and this even looks better than Bitcoin, to be honest. So you've got big bid depth covering the chart. They were prepared to bid this down right into 3100s here if it got that far. Stalled here because spot were bidding it as well, and you've got the bounce, and this here is exactly what you want to see. Okay, so on the perps chart, you've got a defense of that 3.3k level that we've been looking at for weeks on end now on ETH. And on that note, that is just something I need to point out, to be honest, is if you're unfamiliar with this console and you ever see us in the chat, socials chat, or on the videos and the like, I do have to say, with the data provided in this console, more often than not, we can be early to the moves, very early sometimes. We can see what is going on very early with the book depth. You know, the offers, we'll see the offers above 2.5 to 5% higher. We'll see the bid and the order blocks, top levels as we call them. We'll see them 2.5 to 5% lower. So we see what's coming, okay? We see what's coming. One thing as traders you guys need to be of note about is your execution when you come to those zones. So just appreciate that you are getting advanced warning of incoming price action, you know? Open interest really high on shit volume. Right, we're more than likely going to flush it a little bit lower into some bigger orders lower, okay? Similar to the top end as well, or the lower end, you know. So yeah, just wanted to mention that, something just to keep in mind. No real edge there from that comment or quote, but just to bear in mind that more often than not we are early with the data, okay? So then that's why I kind of say it's right, prepare, okay? just prepare. Have your levels in mind. Have your order blocks in mind. Have your alert system set. And when we come into those, yo, swap, what's going on? Oh, Rude's in as well. Sorry, I didn't have chat open then. Rude is in 63k. Yeah, we'll see what we get 63k. I still don't think we're going to get a V-shape up from here if you look at the range structure. To be honest, I mean, we might do. I'll be quite happy if we do and we go up only from here. You know, if you don't want prices to go up, you're either holding onto a short expecting 50k or you're a crypto sadist and you don't hold any spot. You know, something like that. So we'll see what we get. But yeah, final thought as I'm waffling on here on that being early note is that it's for us. It's almost like a be prepared. I can see this happening. Do I want to hedge a short position? This is my level I need to hedge that short position at. You know, put your invalidation in. Have I got bear divs? Is the open interest high? Is everyone looking for a breakout? Yep. Okay, well, this is my invalidation. This is the highest order block at this level, 72k the other week. You know, and like recently at 65, 64, first level of interest we were looking at was 64, 65. It had weak order book depth though, okay? So absolutely invalidated. We come down a little bit lower. Where's the next area to look on Bitcoin? 60k, wicks below it because we got that absolute smash on Monday. So if you didn't execute down there, it's now just time to okay, well, I missed that. Where do I want to next execute? Do I want to look for any dips here and get some lower time frame trend continuation? And we go from there, okay? Multiple position hedges, best thing ever. Yeah, it is. There's various strategies out there, isn't there? You know, I hope a lot of you guys are well positioned with your spot portfolios, and you know, you've been trading the range well. I think the range has been great, to be honest. I think it's been absolutely brilliant. But we'll move on because I don't want to bore anyone. Right, so yeah, just to say that the perps market is now very dynamic and looking great on Ethereum as well, okay? So keep an eye on that. Let me just check what CoinM's doing. CoinM pretty good as well, actually. Look at that. Okay, so yeah, there wasn't anything to show in the lows, but it suppressed price in its initial bounce yesterday. We've come back down, hit some CoinM bid for almost like a retest and floated back up. So that's quite nice to see. What does Bitcoin CoinM look like? Ooh, look at that. Yeah, really nice as well, actually. You could set alerts on this as well, guys. You know, you could almost, I think you could probably add it into one of your existing or just set a different alert. You know, you could just have a separate CoinM alert. Cheers, Swap. Everyone go follow Swap on Twitter because he will update you on Twitter a lot more than I do. He must be an absolute degenerate and at his screen 24 hours a day. Maybe he's a robot. Maybe he's an AI robot or something. He's just tweeting off algorithms. Maybe he's got an auto feed from TRDR and that just tweets algorithms, maybe. We'll see. Yeah, so another one to watch. Look, your CoinM is getting more active as well, and it wasn't a while ago. Yeah, you know it. How many hours do you sleep a night? Half an hour, I bet. Commitment, absolute commitment. Yeah, so CoinM looking good as well. This is what you're going to see in a more active market. So despite the fact we're in a little bit of summer low volume right here, right now, I still think we're in for a good summer. And don't forget that altcoins, let's move on to some altcoins, yeah? Altcoins like RUNE, nothing in particular to say here apart from it's been getting some bid. But if you remember last summer, it was boring this time of year. July was kind of like prepare again. And then in August of last year, okay, so it's quite far away. Yeah, I think we might get it a little bit sooner than that this year. With a few of the narratives that are going on, you know, post-halving and stuff, and BlackRock are in, and blah, blah, blah. You know, just forget your Mt. Gox. Let one of the whales scoop up those coins in one gigantic bid. August last year, RUNE, Link, and a few other juicy Binance coins actually put in their lows last August and absolutely ran non-stop up only until December, basically. And why I mentioned RUNE and Link was another one that really broke out of its 2-year range. Nice bid from Link there. Is because they were the front runners and then everything ran after them. Now, I'm not saying that is the case again right now. Bitcoin is probably going to be the daddy. Maybe ETH is with its narrative, but just to say that I think coming into these lows, a lot of alts have been absolutely decimated, haven't they? So why wouldn't you look for a little bit of risk on, especially just spot, you know? Put the high leverage away, get prepared for spot, use your leverage as your hedge positions, basically. It's always it's what it was designed for. It's what it was designed for, wasn't it? Derivatives, meant to be. New Yorkers, and I don't know who designed derivatives actually, but if there's a way to make money, they're going to make it, aren't they? Right, let's have a look at some alts then. If there's any you guys have seen, holla, give me a shout. Mother's Milk's in. Welcome in, sir. You'll have to hit the rewind button. We're just covering BTC and ETH. We're just going to have a look at a few alts. So drop us any if there's any you need to see. Okay. Just want to have a look at Wild because it had some interesting order flow earlier as this. So really nice to see this on coins, and you get quite nice invalidations from these. Obviously, with this being quite a low liquidity coin, and I'm not sure if this coin is even relevant anymore. I know it was quite hated when it first came out, but nice to see big but depth and someone trying to defend this I'll call it a 2.8 area, okay? So nice, easy invalidations on assets like this, big but depth, just as they've hit some lows, come back for a retest, and then someone saying up only, thank you very much, okay? Nice, easy invalidations on stuff like this. I've not flicked through the full market today, in all honesty, because a lot of the assets, although as I say they have been decimated and all quite low, they're quite boring, to be honest, aren't they? Okay. Other ones we need to look at, so that's Wild. Pepe was an interesting one as well. Let me just go to Pepe. If I can see it, I should have put my glasses on. Massive bounce, wasn't it? Massive bounce, but I think the high term structure on Pepe is quite good, and I think it's probably gonna do quite well, isn't it? I still think a lot of memes are gonna do quite well, and a lot of meme coins actually that are daily and 4-hour structures are holding a lot better than most altcoins. Not gonna name any names. Cardano, absolute sack of shit, isn't it? And I don't even hold any Cardano. I just think it's such a bag of shit project. Anyway, Pepe quite nice. No major edge here, but one thing I do want to note is, and I'm just going to point out top levels again. Note it puts in the low with a massive wick. Danger money down there unless you're an absolute degen sniper, but it bounces and then you get these top levels in defense. That is your safer entry, okay, when you're watching top levels. Offers float up to meet price, okay? And then you're just seeing it again here. Really not big offers. I wouldn't put any risk reward in this area whatsoever. It was down here, to be honest. But again, your bid is following price and your offers are moving up. It's just exactly what you want to see, okay? I'm not saying it's going to the moon anytime soon or anything like that, but it looks good. Loving this. Absolutely loving Soy Boy Solana, because I don't see anything wrong with the high time frame trends. I've said that on Twitter. I've said it in my video. I was looking for that deviation into 130. The cheeky fucker came right down into 121. We hit a Sol Diamond there. If you're unfamiliar with what that is, it's an Alt Diamond Pro. I can drop a link for that. It's basically a confluence of the spot market and the perps market, okay, down into those lows. I didn't even look at volume at the time. Not too much to say on volume, really. No particular bull divs, but it looked quite good. And if you're looking at it in respect of is the wider market going to put in a bounce, then it looks quite nice. And I like the fact that at these lows, it was getting some unsubstantiated, big word for me that, even though I do throw out a little bit of dictionary blurb now and again, unsubstantiated FUD from certain crypto bellends, I will call them. And I don't know why. Show me the chart and I'll show you the fucking news. I'm not going to short and chase a deviation like this, sir. Thank you very much. I'm pushing back up and I'm absolutely flying now. And I've got, this is now, let me just have a look at it, coming back onto trend, I do believe. Yep, okay, so this is what I was saying previously in the video. Okay, so I now want to see Sol really push. This is almost coming for your classic back test. Okay, if this is going to fail, you're going to do it soon here and then rotate back down. Okay, ideally, said this on the video, so I won't cover it too much. I want to reclaim this, gun and run. All right, easy. Nice deviation. I like that data deviation. You want executions in these zones, 130 down to 120, a little bit further down than we actually thought, but easy invalidation if it starts to rotate. Absolutely not a problem with this chart whatsoever. Onwards and upwards, soy boy Solana. I bet. I wonder if SBF's got exposure still. He can't have. I can't have. Surely he's had to submit all his assets and stuff. I would hate it if he's still got big exposure to Sol and they're frozen until a certain date, because he's still going to be doing well out of this, isn't he? Spot chart on Sol, nothing to see here. No particular pressure. Looks great down there as well, doesn't it? Something of note. So your top level there, you had to be a real sniper to execute down here, but if you were prepared for this zone, maybe it just took you a couple of nibbles. I don't like that the top level is about 3.5% away. You certainly don't want high leverage down there. But if you're prepared for this zone like I was, it looks good. I think it looks absolutely brilliant. Push on, reclaim the trend and go. If it doesn't, let pricing validate you, okay? Not any crypto Twitter, not what anyone says on YouTube. Get your stops in, get a hard stop in, and let price invalidate you. All right, guys. Right, moving on. Couple of other bits to look at. I noticed Maker was pushing up quite well. What else is moving quite well today? RNDR, yeah, it's come from nice bid. Maker pushing up nice. I didn't, this is not one I've played recently, actually. I used to play this a while ago. I don't think the order books have got too much edge, but I was just interested to see that it's getting quite a nice push there, actually. It's up quite a lot. Other ones I was going to look at, BNB. Okay, so BNB can be a little bit of a bellwether / barometer on how the market is feeling. I'm not particularly into trading BNB day to day, but if you wanted to hold some spot, I'm not sure of what how the incentives are on Binance Exchange now, because we can't leverage trade on there in the UK. Absolute sham. But BNB into some demand. Again, order blocks chasing up and pushing up a little bit now. So nice to see. As it came from, if you're unfamiliar, it came from all this offer back here, down only. Okay, so offer at the same time Bitcoin was down only, filling demand. Again, this is a spot chart. So don't just trade off this, okay? People are quite willing to fill spot and hold it down a little bit lower. Yep, started to bounce, came up, hit that. I think Bitcoin hit a bit of supply there, rotate back down into demand again, and we go. Okay, so nice to see from BNB. Yeah, nice to see from BNB. Can we go straight to 70k? Yeah, maybe. I think next time we run and gun from here, I'm going to start calling it that. We're probably going to absolutely fly. To be honest, maybe I can't foresee any news coming out anytime soon. I don't know if you guys know of anything. You know, we've had ETF, we had FUD into the lows. Okay, so don't ever. Some people are into trading the news, but you've got to appreciate that normally it's priced in. Okay, all the FUD came out, and it wasn't even good FUD, was it? But it came out as we're hitting demand. You know, I think it was about 2-3 weeks ago when we were up at 72k. I put that video out saying summer sale, BTC summer sale. Go and fact check me on that. So this is good, you know, and as I say, that's why, that was a couple of weeks ago, that's why in this console, we're early, you know, we're early, and, you know, we hit this zone now, last week and this week, prepare for risk on, you know, we're falling into demand, prepare for risk on. So I won't put it past it if we just zoomed up from here. It's probably going to take a little bit of a market bid, but we're coming from okay demand, you know. So yeah, Alex, 70k, maybe. Free the World is in. How are we about to free the world? The world is an absolute shit show, but that is probably a whole new video that we'd have to do, and probably on a whole new YouTube channel. Absolute shit show, the world, isn't it? Join us on the next live Discord. We'll maybe go a little bit Illuminati and talk about the world in that. We're used to all the time, but we'll keep it strictly business on this YouTube today. But yeah, this is a nice push. Probably a little bit of a short squeeze, isn't it? I just watched this 63k level. If you've got some long exposure, leverage or spot or whatever, you know, you kind of just play it level to level. You know, play it to level to level. Do we come up, swipe this, maybe come down and just tickle below 60k again? Maybe. So one thing to look for right now, we've diverted off altcoins a little bit, haven't we? But just back to Bitcoin because it's pushing up nicely now. One thing to look for when you are pushing up like this, and this is scalping, day trading or whatever. Let me just look at what Binance is doing. Yeah, nothing to see. They're filling a couple of offers here, but nothing too serious. Look at your biggest exchanges, and then you can go and look at the order block changes and see where we've got possible liquidity gaps, okay? So if we just get this up here, what we're going to look at is, so these are your largest offers. I'm just on spot at the minute, and there's nothing major here. Nothing really major just yet. So two ways to look at that, and it's really, really obvious, but basically these are your biggest offers right now. These are your biggest bids, okay? So resting limit bid, resting limit offers, and there's nothing major because, let me just move that. Yeah, there's nothing there. We're not seeing a top level. Yeah, we're not seeing a top level. So nothing major. So one thing to note, if we're going to get a nice squeeze up here and you're expecting maybe a little bit of wick, a little bit of rotation down, these are your zones you want to be looking at. So the way I always look at this is, what is price trying to do? Okay. So we can see we're coming from demand. Volume looks okay. Open interest looks okay. Despite the fact volume's a little bit low, price is trying to push up. Yeah. So where can it possibly go? Okay. So from the biggest exchange, Binance Spot, what we'll have a look at is basically what we call liquidity gaps. Okay. So pretty obvious, and it's in the zone that we want to look at. It's at that bottom end of those range lows. Between 63 and 63.2, okay? So this liquidity gap here, and we see one here, and we see them here, yeah, on the order book changes. I'm just on a 1 day basis at the minute, 2 day, yeah, very similar, 63.1, okay? So that's probably a bit of a better barometer because we've had a little bit of time there. Okay, so 63, just over 63.1, we'll call it. You've got a liquidity gap there. So when and if price reaches there, don't just close and short, but these are the sort of areas I would look for a reaction. They're the sort of areas you get a bit of wick because there's no resting offers there. It's basically wick space. Now, as we always say, a market offer could come in and just smash it back down. Okay, but it's an area of no activity in the books. So what's price trying to do? Price is trying to push up. Where can it possibly go? It's looking to fill these offers, okay? It's looking to fill these offers, and that's your first, call it a void of activity, okay? So it's kind of, you imagine price is possibly going to wick there, find no activity, and then just get a little bit of a wick down maybe, you know? Maybe not a major reversal, all right? But that's it. Then I would be looking at where's after that, and it's just look for these gaps. Keep this open, and then see if they fill. Yeah. Reason I was looking for a possible tick bound to go and fill this guy down here at 60k is there was some liquidity gaps just down there as well. I do believe. Maybe they've been filled right now. All right, yeah, I think they've been filled a little bit. But that's your biggest order block, resting order block at the minute. Okay, we can see it here as well. So you can see it's much larger than the offers above. That's one you want to see. That's a bit positive as well. So 60k earlier on, it might have been on a lower time frame when I was looking. Okay, yeah, much lower time frame. Maybe don't put too much relevance on it, especially seeing as price is trying to push up. But earlier on, I was watching price here. Okay, so this morning when I was waking up and espresso head on, okay, trying to get my game face on, as we're here, I thought if we got a rotation down, this would be the zone I would have looked for, a tick under 60k. All right, we're pushing up, so now where's the next zone up? Okay, so just a little thing to look at on the OBC there, if that helps anyone. Yeah, so just to repeat, what's price trying to do? It's trying to move up. Where can it possibly go? Well, let's go fill these offers and then check that wick space just over 63 and then watch for a reaction. Just watch to see what it does, you know. Yeah, right, let's go and quickly check some other alts. Is there any other alts I need to check? What's up massively? Yeah, meme coins. Jeez, look at this. Yeah, I mean, some of these meme coins have just got great charts, to be honest. Better than. I'm not going to hate on. I'm really not going to hate on Charles's coin, but they're absolutely shit, aren't they? Some of these coins. Yeah, let's go look at Link. I want to have a look at Link actually. Serkan, let's go and have a look at Link because it has come from bid. All right. So let's say there wasn't much major edge here, but let's say that $13 Link was really bid. Okay, it's been really bid and it's pushing up, triple band bid. Wasn't much edge on perps, no, not really. So let's have a look at Link because I think it's been consolidating on the 4-hour time frame for quite a while. I'm just going to pull up a clean chart. Let me just grab liquidity as well. I just want to check that. So yeah, nice drop in liquidity here, 4-hour basis. Right, again, so you know this works on altcoins as well. So let's have a little bit of TA on Link. All right, so that's your bottom end of the liquidity chart, perps. So notice at the highs, at the high end. Okay, so whether you're swing trading Link and you want to take a little bit of spot profit, or if you just prepared, if you've got spot from a lot lower, with us last year, breaking out here. Okay, posted that in the Discord, breaking out here with us, and maybe you'll want to hold your spot from this two-year range, and maybe you want to let's go back to here. Maybe you want to hedge a short position on Link, okay, because you're a bit marine. Okay, so upper bound there on the liquidity chart, really good to hedge your short positions. Lower bound here, really good to add back in, and that will be similar. And then I'll zoom out just on the price chart and see where we are. That'll be similar on the spot chart as well. Yeah, so really smashed down. Spot liquidity nuked, open interest really nuked, perps liquidity nuked. Liquidations are not really showing on here because the setup for Bitcoin, I'd have to change the settings. So I'm not too fussed about liquidations here on individual altcoins, I do have to say. 1 hour volume. Bullish divergences into that wick. A little bit dubious on altcoins these sometimes, but bullish divergences and pushing up. Okay, so let's just go back to a clean price chart. Where are we on the 4-hour? Yeah, look at this range low, absolutely beautiful, and it's holding it really well. Can you guys see that all right? With my lovely grey Helkanashi candles that I know you all love. So there you go. This range low is still valid. Look at that. Really valid. If anyone's unfamiliar with this, grab yourself a fixed range because more often than not, coins, Bitcoins, and most assets will range for 80–90% of their life. I actually find it quite boring when they start to trend like this because it's just up only.com. I actually really like playing the range game. So this is looking really good. Range lows holding. Let me just ping a value area low on that. Value area low, value area high here. So it's got a bit of work to do. Link has certainly got a bit of work to do. But if you're into this asset, it looks really good. I'm going to get rid. Nah, am I going to get rid of that? Yeah, I'm going to get rid of that trend line. Yeah, it looks good. If you were bidding from down here, this is your resistance, 14.25 to be absolutely technical. 14.25. You kind of want to get that bid to follow price up now. And as I say, Link and RUNE, I bet we'll go look at RUNE in a second. I bet RUNE looked exactly the same as this, or pretty much the same as this. I think it's been trending a little bit harder. You're in range lows. You're just stuck under this POC here. But this level, I mean, this could be it for Link. You know, this is your bid zone. This is your bid zone for me, because I'm pretty chilled with trading these sort of assets. While it was ranging, you see, I wouldn't short this again, to be honest. But while it was ranging, that's your hedge position. I say hedge because it's starting to. I say hedge because Link's been ranging for 2 years. So this was your hedge zone. So short hedges up here, obviously extremities up there into the $20 region. This is your bid zone. And then, in all honesty, I kind of don't do anything in the middle. I just leave price action alone. If you're not into even pulling something like that, just you've got to get into these kind of ranges. To be honest, I would even just call it that zone because of that wick. Just pull a parallel channel and then just catch the wick lows here. Yeah. Get rid of fixed range. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Just do that. Yeah, that's your range low. Those are your highs. Try not to do anything in the middle. All right. So yeah, hope that looks okay. So yeah, we were really double band bid into this $13 region, weren't we? Really double band bid. Let me just show you that again quickly. Let me just go back. Bid from that template, 15-minute, really bid into range lows, spot bid, nothing wrong with that. Really well done if anyone played those range lows. So yeah, it can push up here. I'm not particularly seeing another short. I wouldn't do anything here, to be honest. If you've got some risk on from lows, again, either let price action stop you out, or kind of don't do anything here. It's kind of the asset that could maybe chop about a bit here. This is like a fire and forget zone. This is a kind of sit on your hands, do nothing, and go and look at something else. You know, if you wanted to day trade, just go and have a look at something else. Let me just flick to RUNE then. Let me flick to RUNE quickly, because I think RUNE will look pretty similar, I believe. It's there. RUNE. 4-hour RUNE. 4-hour RUNE. Yeah, it's a bit more extreme. I thought it would be, but it's quite enjoying these lows here, isn't it? It's quite enjoying these lows. So yeah, if you're not into the fixed range, grab your wick lows here on a parallel channel and just do that. Okay, that's your range lows. Let's compare that to a fixed range. Yeah, pretty much exactly the same. This is just your true range high on RUNE though. Point of control though, that's nice to see, because this gives you a real good level that you would now want RUNE to push off and continue. All right, so RUNE, a bit more extreme, isn't it, than Link, but very similar in the fact that it's catching bid at its lows, looking really good. I'm not going to go back and review the history of it. We all know what happened. So yeah, really nice levels. Fire and forget in these lows. Let price action prove you wrong. Okay. From here, it'll probably chop a bit. Again, low volume environment, but just mark these levels up. Screenshot this if you want. Screenshot that if you want. From here, really nice and easy. Let it do its thing. Let it crawl up. And then it wants to kind of grab this $5, 5.5 region and then get some continuation. absolute classic resistance to support flips, yeah? Absolute just classic. That's all you need to look for. Really nice, easy plays. If you're into you know, day trading, other stuff, go look at Wildcoin that I showed you a little bit ago. Rewind that. Bonk, yeah. So price data wise, we've only got perps on Bonk, but I do really like it as an asset. I don't like the amount of supply that's around. It's got massive supply, hasn't it? Like a lot of these meme coins, I guess. I prefer the meme coins when they haven't got so much supply. But I think the chart looks... Have we got much history on it? This looks absolutely fine. I think it's probably... And we've probably not got all the history here. Okay. But it looks absolutely fine. And there's a few other meme coins that I think look absolutely fine as well, that we don't quite have all the data for here. So I'm not gonna dive into all of them, okay? But this looks, I mean, just absolute, you know, absolute classic tier. If you were bidding this, you win a chicken dinner, aren't you? I don't know what to make of other levels. I would kind of just... If you haven't got all the data, this is kind of what I do. I literally keep it very, very easy. Like, so you could say you're at resistance right now, almost, aren't you? Yeah. I literally draw horizontal channels. So you would have had one there, deviates below. You know, I do this all day long. You know, that is pretty much your chart, and I think it looks great, to be honest. You know, when it really runs, it really goes, doesn't it? And similar to Sol, really, in that if it's going to start to reclaim this zone, this is your bid area. But yeah, I think it looks fine. Easy invalidations here, really. Unfortunately, we just don't have all the spot data. I'm not sure if Binance have got spot at the minute. It just gives us more depth of book if they have. Obviously, we've just got perps here. Does Bybit give us any information? No, not really. It's a complete mess sometimes on some of these charts. Yeah, Bonk, few of the others. Whiff got decimated, didn't it? Let's have a quick look at Whiff. Let's have a quick look at Whiff. Is the hat staying on? Is that this see, the Bonk chart is actually better than Whiff. There's just something I've noticed on Whiff that I do like. But the Bonk chart and actually a few of the others, I think go and look at Popcat as well. Popcat looks really, really nice, to be honest. Do your own research. It looks better than Whiff, doesn't it? I mean, Whiff, you almost have to say, that's your low. That's... Oh God, I don't even know. It's quite messy, this one, isn't it? You know, that's probably going to be a bit of resistance. I would just do this. I would literally just do that. The Whiff order book has been pretty good recently. I'm going to leave these lines on for my own reference. The Whiff order book has been pretty good. One thing I'd say is I'm on a 4 hour. Let me just go look at a 1 hour. Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe not. I was thinking it was starting to look a little bit... Hello. And it maybe is doing that, but yeah, we'll see. Yeah, the Whiff chart, I don't particularly like it. I like that it's now holding this level after this deviation, so that's quite good. What kind of order flow have we got? Let me get rid of that. Let's have a look. The order flow has been pretty good on Whiff. Right, so people have been filling spot in this zone as it deviated right down below this key level here. Let's call it $2 level, yeah? So people have been filling spot, and like I always say, they might be quite happy to hold those positions a few percent underwater. And obviously you've got to appreciate whatever the wider market is doing. Some of these low liquidity altcoins are really going to go a lot. So Whiff has really dug deep into there, hasn't it? It's now put in a reclaim. This is actually, I mean, if you're a classic TA or a Forex trader gathering pips on a daily basis, how many pips is it? How many pips did I get today? This would be a trade, to be honest, because it's reclaimed this level and it's absolutely flying now, you know. So yeah, and it's actually got quite a lot of BTC bid as well, so pretty good. Was there anything on perps? Perps degens getting kind of wrecked. No real edge there, to be honest. Yeah, spot is probably your best one. People were selling a little bit of spot as it came up, but I think you were actually getting offers pulled here as it did rise. Little bit of supply as it's hitting now. I'm not really into shorting these kind of coins, to be honest, because I still believe we're in a bull market, and some of these coins are just absolute beasts when they get moving, aren't they? Absolute beasts. The meme coins are my favourite. Easy spot money. Does that say spot money? I can't say it. Yeah. Yeah, and you know, on these meme coins, it does have to be said that you don't even really need to apply leverage because they just move so well. You know, if you're adding 12%, even if you are trading derivatives, if you're adding 12% to your portfolio from a meme coin within this afternoon, yeah, from this afternoon, let me just click off that, you know, grabbing lunch. Oh, look, Whiff's holding support. I think I might apply a bit of a long here. 12% up. Great. You know, your Forex traders are fucking cream the pants for a 12% move in Euro or USD or cable or, you know, whatever else they fucking trade for 0.0005% moves for a few pips. Anyway, I digress. AVAX filling some spot bid and looking quite good as well. Yeah, so, you know, similar to Soyboy Solana, AVAX and Sol ran really, really well last year. All right, guys. Right, drop us any questions you've got because I've been talking shit for an hour. So drop us any questions you've got. Don't have to be looking at an altcoin. If you've got any console questions about alerts, anything, any of the templates we looked at, drop it now or forever hold your peace. Because I'm going to let everyone get on with their afternoons. All right, guys. So, yeah, BTC hovering under this resistance. Are we done yet? Not sure. I would still favour a tick under 60k, but this is your level to watch now, okay? So, bigger... yeah, go on, second. Yeah, fire away, mate. 63 is your bigger level, and then take it step by step. All right, guys. CRV. Are the CRV's wars over, sir? Are the CRV wars over? The books look shit, to be honest. The downward spiral, when you see him bid like this looks really, really messy, okay? When you are seeing stuff like this, and there's not much edge, it's almost, I think the lads at TRDR used to call it almost plunge protection. It's almost like the exchange coming in. I might be wrong here, but it's almost like the exchange stepping in just so the price doesn't do a Luna and absolutely tank. Now, I believe all the war between the nerds is over, isn't it? But I would only trade shit like this if you've got a real interest in it. Okay, and what I mean by that is, are you really into DeFi? You really want a piece of the action here because you still think CRV, DeFi, Aave, and whatever else the others have still got a place in the market. I believe they do. I just think they've had a bit of a shit show recently over the last year or so. But with regards to, we'll have a quick look at the high time frame. With regards to order flow, you've really got no edge here. I mean, I would be looking at this level here, to be honest, this 0.27. It's your biggest order block at the minute, and it's not even a big order block. Oops, let's go back to CRV there on spot. Yeah, I'd be looking right down there, that 0.27 level, and there's some liquidity gaps down there as well. Yeah, just no real edge. I mean, let's have a quick look at what the higher time frame's doing. Just on a clean chart. It's fucking hell. I didn't know. I'm gonna have to go to a daily. I didn't even realize it was that bad. Oh my god. Wow, really? Well, what one thing to say is, mind you, I said this about Luna when Luna was tanking. I remember me and a couple of the guys in the socials were like, "Oh, Luna's at point, it's at 50 cents. Oh, what was it at? It might have been at 0.5. I can't even remember now. Surely it's not going to go any lower. We might put a bid in here." Stopped out 3 hours later. It's on negative fucking whatever. But God, this is terrible, isn't it? The only thing I can say about this is, and I might be absolutely wrong because I'm not really up to speed with the whole DeFi thing. You guys probably know more than me. But what I'll go show you in a second is ETH BTC after its decimation. The most I would expect from this would be to absolutely do like a range down here and accumulate. If CRV has still got a place in the market over the coming, however long, does it need to settle? Yeah, does it need to settle? Heal some wounds, gather some investors, gather some bid. Do the marketing team need to get back on it? Yeah, we're all over this, guys. We've still got a place in the market, and then move on from there. And that could take a while. That's just my thoughts here, and forget that it's even CRV. If this was called if this was a chart and Pokemon stickers were an asset, I'd still be looking at something like this. I can't foresee, and I might be completely wrong. I cannot foresee this doing that. Maybe it does. Maybe, let me just reset that. Maybe it does, Maybe you get something like... Let me have a look at this. How do I flip that? I don't think I can I? Mirrored. Oh, I'm messing about here, aren't I? You know what I mean, though, don't you? I can't do it, can I? Maybe you get some kind of inverted head and shoulder, and then it gets this continuation. If you get a V shape up here, I would certainly be looking for this horizontal level, which is at your 0.44, call it 0.55, and then something like that. That's if. If it doesn't get, and that's a little bit inverse head and shoulder, isn't it, that altcoins like to do. If it doesn't get that, the chart is so bad. It's so bad, isn't it? It's absolutely disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. Yeah, it certainly is a good R&R. Risk. It's certainly a good risk reward down here if it starts to accumulate. Toggle the settings, Rich. Yeah, cheers. I'm trying to show you lot something, and you lot know more than me on here. Yeah. Right. What I wanted to just quickly show you is I won't dive into any other DeFi to see how bad they're doing as well. But you see, even Aave here, just quickly, even Aave is putting in. I used to love trading Aave. I used to be in and out of Aave all day long. It was so good in DeFi summer. Even Aave is putting in a little bit of a range, isn't it? It's been absolutely decimated, and it's just starting to range a little bit, even in these lows, yeah? So just a quick comparison for another DeFi asset. I'm not up to speed with Aave, but it's starting to range. It's trying to prove itself. It's trying to prove it's still got a place in the market. Broke out of its little downward spiral downtrend, came back up, held the POC. We're just deviating around this POC now. Again, Aave, real classic. Get some flips and then go, but maybe it takes a little bit longer. We'll see. Yeah, what I wanted to show you guys was ETH BTC. Ratio filter. Where was that? Did I have it on? Was it on that bars pattern I was just looking at? Or do you mean on here, on the OBD? Ratio filter. Let me know, just let me know what you think about that just quickly while I go to ETH BTC. So the ETH BTC chart, I think, is now looking really, really good as well. Okay, so it's had absolute decimation. I need to go to a 4 hour actually. Let me go to a 4 hour quickly. Okay, so ETH BTC, absolute downwards decimation, hasn't it? And now, again, it's just starting to do that thing where it starts to prove itself. And this is what you want to see from alts that have had absolute, you know, absolute been smashed to bits. You want them to gather a bid at the lows and then get some kind of continuation. So ETH BTC, I think, is looking good. And I think this is a good sign for alts in general, maybe in the coming years or so, after they've been smashed to bits, and the ETH ETF narrative as well. So yeah, keep an eye on ETH BTC. I wouldn't be too worried again if it comes back to these range lows. It's looking good. All right, guys. Ratio filter. Yeah, ratio filter. Let me know what you mean on that. I'm probably missing something very obvious that you mean. It's not your fault. It's me probably not reading it correctly. Oh, you cheeky. Sign in. The TRDR gods have locked me out. Yeah, so Bitcoin just coming up, hitting that little bit of resistance now, isn't it? Probably going to chop around here. I'm not expecting fireworks immediately from Bitcoin. Alts are doing their thing. I think BTC dominance is looking a bit stagnant and not particularly doing too much either. So your day trade players are going to be in the alts. If we do come a little bit lower over the next 24, 48 hours on BTC and alts in general, don't be too surprised, okay? We're now auctioning price. We're seeing who wants it more. We're coming down into demand, okay? We're coming down into demand. We've looked at liquidity. We've looked at open interest. Those are your positives, okay? Negative, we're at those range lows again. All right, we're at the range lows again that we don't really like. Okay, so we need to see. Let me just go back to BTC to finish off. We need to see this this push up. Okay, and yeah, let's see some more of this. Let's get these levels chasing up, and yeah, I think it all looks pretty constructive. Not fearful yet. Macro time frame, weekly and daily, still look absolutely fine. 4 hour time frame, just don't like the fact we're at the range lows again, so we need to see something special. You want to see this bid continue. Let's build some bullish divergences again, keep that open interest low, okay, as contracts start to fill, and then get that open interest to rise with the volume as new contracts come in. You don't want the open interest just to start shooting up and skyrocketing again as everyone gets a bit jubilant. Yeah, so ratio filters, I'll close off here, but if you're in the Telegram or TRDR Discord, just give us a shout in there what you mean. All right, guys. So yeah, we'll call it a day there. If you're new, grab a link from below for a free trial. Best data out there on crypto. If you've been struggling, get a free trial. Join the socials. Really good guys in the socials on the Telegram and the Discord. All right, guys. And if you have been really, really struggling and losing money and you need some more edge, whether it's day trading, scalping, or higher time frame, just basically investing, because even if you're just holding spot bags, you want to buy value, don't you? Okay, you want to buy value. You know, and you want to hedge positions in those extreme highs, even if you're swing trading. All right, guys. So if you're really, really struggling, jump into the Academy course, take a look at it. Okay, might be of interest if you are in need of it. All right, guys. So what we'll do is, if there's some heavy price action tomorrow, we'll jump in to Discord screen share, and if anyone's got any further questions, we'll jump in there as well. Maybe tomorrow morning I'll post in the socials there, but a little bit of boring price action apart from Monday where we dipped to 60k. A little bit of boring price action this week. I think in the coming weeks it will get a little bit better. So do you want to prepare for risk on, like I think we should be, or do you want to short the lows and risk off? Let me know in the comments. All right, guys, we'll speak soon. Cheers.